had to try to clean up a bot invasion. Fun times here on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, this box
Yeah,
was
happened.
worth it. We've got an ice crystal that does things, no doubt. And thank you so
Yeah.
much for handling the moderation here, Seth.
Oh, no worries. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, those bot accounts are getting tossed. Now, let's head on back to Rust Village so that we can turn in the flutist side quest. With all of these crazy mobility-based spirits we're getting, don't you think we'll be able to tackle that really difficult saw-riddled rift before the end of the game? Here's hoping.
Yeah, let's hope.
Again, I don't want to get like, oh, 99% completion. Want to go all the way, want to max it out.
Yeah.
Oh, right, no, it's the asshole with the ring. Hold on, we need to go sell some more so we can buy the asshole ring. That came out wrong. Thank you, Eclipse, I appreciate it, man. Glad to be back.
Dun, dun, dun. Ugh, no! God fucking damn it.
I mean, people have composed, like, orchestral remixes of that song. It's where Eclipse says, yeah, that did come out wrong. Out the wrong end. Oh!
Wow.
This is just my stream now, isn't it?
Yeah.
My stream is an unending cavalcade of poop and poop accessories.
Alright, I have to go to bed unfortunately. I hope that the botting issue gets resolved. I don't think that you are gonna have issues from it.
Alright.
And also, there is a VOD proving that you did not know anything about it. So...
Alright, thank you so much for the advice and for helping us clean the issue up, Seth.
Yeah, I mean, if Eclipse has some time, maybe he can join you and here and moderate a little bit as well, but yeah, I have to go now, unfortunately.
Thank you so much, have a good night.
Nice stream. Bye.
Bye-bye. Eclipse, Invader Ray says, what a phrase to come back to. Hey, that's just the overanalyst experience, I guess. And Eclipse says, when you started the poop jokes, to be honest, it's not our fault, and I sell poop and poop accessories. Oh, for God's sake, those... Are the bots still here? Cripes. Well, I'm not entirely sure what to do about that. I can't determine which are and aren't bots, and don't want to ban anyone, superfluously.
I don't think banning helps because they're still in your list.
Right. Hey, Eclipse, welcome to voice chat, man. Glad you could join us.
I am, yeah.
How have the Dark Souls challenge run streams been going post mid-ear?
Well, I know there's the free for a reason now. One shots me on a partial parry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not fun.
Right. No, you're down to the really difficult challenges.
Yeah. It's not fun when I parry her and then it's like she flinches back, but the attack's still connected, so I'm just sitting there dying while she's flinching.
So
Stupid.
is this in phase 3?
Phase 1.
Okay, because I was about to say, I know her blades always deal some kind of elemental damage, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think they always have frost on them.
So, and then dark in the third phase.
Yup.
Because I was gonna say, I think it works like Lord Gwyn's sword, where the attacks technically hit twice, once with the weapon and once with the aura. And so you're probably being struck by the aura.
That is so janky. Because I know the for a partial parry. Oh, sometimes I don't take damage though. Because the way it is like with a partial parry, you get the parry off, but you still take some of the damage.
Right. No, that's right. So you're gonna have
It
to...
feels like it's just. It feels like it's a partial rather than like taking any like extra damage.
So you're going to have to do that fight perfectly somehow. Like, literally perfectly.
Somehow.
Oh, yikes, man. That sounds rough, but... And I would actually go so far as to say, out of the fights you have left, that one will be the most difficult.
Yeah, I think so.
Gale actually gets progressively easier with every successive phase. At least insofar as how simple his attacks are to dodge. And...
Yeah, the issue comes with hitting him after them.
yes. The Soul of Cinder really is just a bunch of totally discordant movesets you have to learn. And the Nameless King, from my experience, is absolute hell because of the amount of health he has relative to the damage he does. But his moveset isn't as complex as you might think for, like, a secret boss.
Yeah. Once I get past King of the Storm with efficiently, the camera on that fight is just, it's so frustrating.
So you find the king himself easier than the dragon, like once you've got him.
To be honest, I end up like getting clipped by one of his attacks and dying because I'm exhausted after the King of Storms fight. So I need to get the King of Storms fight down, and then I'll probably find the king easier. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Oh, we got a new costume from that side quest. Let's see what this one is. The Performer's Garb. Oh, wow. That's very loud. And if we didn't have Dark Link, I would be happy to use it, but...
Yeah, that is very loud.
Kinda looks like the type of color scheme you would see on the biking outfit in the current gen Pokemon games, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we hated that color scheme.
All of them were awful.
Yeah.
Wait, hold
You
on.
can actually change it in the DLC to be not terrible.
Really now? Sounds amazing. Oh, sketchy shop owner? This is someone I didn't see the first time I was here. Yeah, what are you selling? Oh! No wonder it's a sketchy shop. He sells spirits of, like, his fellow own-ops and really powerful weapons.
Well then.
So what we're gonna do is go sell all the ore we have so we can afford his goods. And then buy them all, because I'm dead set on breaking this game in half.
Yep.
At least it gives me the opportunity to.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Okay, what's our reward for this side quest? Oh, rapiers. Nice. How powerful are the rapiers in this game? Significantly stronger than anything else we've used so far. That sounds about right. But let's see. Yep, we still use them like Immortal Unchained rapiers. Well, no. These are closer to S-stocks, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
There's like a very thin slashing blade there.
Yeah, my screen's quite small. Give me a sec. Oh yeah. They don't have quite the diamond cross section. It's more just like a really thin blade. They're almost like small swords,
Yeah.
just not small on you.
I'm really excited to see what kind of weaponry and armor we get in Elden Ring whenever that becomes a thing.
By that time, guns will be considered medieval.
You're probably right. Now, have you heard, because this was announced, I think, publicly, I think one of the leads over at Xbox Studios has confirmed, like, he's played the game, or, like, in-progress builds several times.
No, I had not heard anything about that. Wow.
And apparently, it's just as one would expect, very, very, very good.
Good. I'm very glad it's not going to hit looking at Cyberpunk.
I don't think FromSoft would do that. I don't think they could.
No.
Let's see, back to the city one more time. Well, we'll probably have to make 2 more trips, given how expensive everything is.
Probably. It is very... Yeah. Well, when he's selling the souls of the dead, they're pretty expensive, yeah.
Yeah, but both of the souls... Sorry, all 4 of the souls combined cost less than the wallet he has on offer. I mean, maybe souls are easy to come by in this world, I don't know.
Yeah, they're not a commodity.
I mean, we were able to create some of our own gear by throwing that poor dude into the lava flow, so...
Yeah, I don't know what... How do you explain that one? Like, yes, I threw some in the lava flow. I'm still the hero of the game.
Everybody else is worse, maybe? I mean, he technically stole a key to a house, so... justice?
So he's a thief? Nice.
I mean, that's what we were told, more or less, so, I don't know, we don't question orders.
This is like, I don't know if you ever watched Charmed, but it was an episode where the light and the dark world were kind of like sucked into each other, or something. So the light world was too light, and the dark world was too dark, and the light world was so light that a minor parking violation, like parking in front of someone's driveway, got shot in the chest.
Oh, that sounds like lawful neutral taken to its natural extreme.
Yeah. It was great.
Alright, let's see what we can do here. Namely, can we get any more ore? Because if we can get just a bit more ore, we should be able to afford the swords and a soul at the very least before we have to make the circuit again.
Ah yes, a sword and a soul.
That's like your Souls-like starter kit, you know?
Yeah. Can't you start one game with just a soul? The third one you can start with just a soul.
Yeah, you can. Because in the second game, each game has at least one choice of starting gift that is just a useless early game consumable.
Yep.
Like, the first game gives you, what, throwing knives, I want to say?
Well, it gave you black firebombs, which was useful.
Yeah, the firebombs were really useful, but, like, I think you could also get...
I remember throwing knives. Maybe.
Throwing knives are like 1 or 2 pieces of pine resin, something like that.
I think that was it. Oh god. Sure.
And it was charcoal pine resin too, wasn't it?
I'm looking up.
Which, if I'm thinking early game, charcoal pine resin would be damn near useless.
No, it was Twin Humanities.
Oh. Oh, good. Oh, and the pendant, of course.
Yeah, and the pendant, and that was like...
Why did it not do anything? Was it... Could you even sell it to Framped?
I will check that right now, because I have the... Nope.
Wow, that's awful.
I don't think... Nope, you can trade it to Snuggly.
Oh,
Oh no,
well.
you can't. You can't sell it to Frat for 1,000 souls.
Oh, and by that point, that's nothing. Right.
Nope.
Okay, what do we have, Poti? Oh, man. Increases spin attack height, improves wall run distance. All these are good. We'll buy the spirits now. Yeah, we'll buy the spirits now and then make one more trip to get the shadow casters.
They look kind of cool, but I don't know, there's something about them that looks a bit like... You know those foam swords you got as a kid?
Yes! Oh my god, yes! Does look kind of similar.
Yep.
Let's just break some of the locals' belongings to see if we can't get a little more ore before we have to go consume our own. I'm not sure why we would shell out for the giant wallet now if, like, this guy has virtually all that we'll need to buy before the end of the game. Wait, was one of these tied to a quest?
That's a very good question. Why do you need a wallet? Like, this position again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess unless you get the wallet specifically so you can hold enough money to buy the rest of his wares all at once. Well, fortunately, the overanalyst doesn't mind a little bit of tedium.
We overanalyze games here and we overplay them as well.
Very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we've still got a fair few bots around, but what can you do about them?
I don't know if there's a good... Like...
I don't think we can.
If there's not spamming the chat, there's nothing we can do about it. I'll look it up.
Now, I'm not super fond of the fact that to consume our hard soul equivalent, we have to sell them to one very specific merchant. I feel like it would be just as easy, well, it would be far more convenient, but also not ameliorate the challenge inherent in the game, or the risk inherent whatsoever, if we had to, or if we were able to just consume them from the inventory.
Okay, Twitch is just saying don't panic and carry on as you would.
Ah, alright, excellent.
Because basically, if you can prove that you didn't have anything to do with it, and it just happened to you because potatoes, then...
I do love that some of Twitch's official instructions on the matter, though, amount to, don't panic!
That's much of what it says here, don't panic. And then it says stay civil.
So don't just start swearing at the computers.
That's what Dark Souls is for.
Yeah, no. Don't swear at those computers. They didn't do anything, even though they did. Oh no, we can get a little more ore out of him. Let's sell some more void ore. It's so strange that, like, the hard soul equivalent in this game is called ore, though, right?
Yeah, like, ore is something that should be refined. It's not something you just
Yeah.
pick up and throw people.
No, like, when I started collecting ore, I thought, oh, there'll be a way to upgrade my weapons, surely, right? Or craft items. But, no, you just... But I should have caught on. Very early on, you're told, kind of as a throwaway, that the standard soul equivalent in this game is called ore as well. I kind of get the sense that the inhabitants of this world are meant to be some kind of elemental creatures or non-biological entities or something like that. Okay, let's warp once again. Back to, well, no, hold on, let's do the old spirit shuffle real quick. Is there anything we have equipped we don't necessarily need? Doubles the amount of collected ore. We're probably not gonna need this again. Huh. Do we want to increase spin attack height, or what did the siblings do? Improves wall run distance. Wall run distance might be useful at certain times. I think we're good with what we have right now. Yeah, we'll keep all of this for now. And back to Dust Village. Rust Village, whichever.
Both.
Yeah, both. Neither. You know the one.
Aye. You know the one.
That also means that there's a fair handful of rifts that we have yet to discover, or maybe they'll all be in the Queen's Palace, who knows.
Maybe. So, is this a short game? I've just missed a lot of it.
You've missed a fair amount of it. I wouldn't say it's short. I've probably invested somewhere around 10-ish hours so far.
Okay, fair. That's not super short now.
And it's an indie game and accessible at a budget price.
True. True.
I'm sure there's a way to check your exact playtime, but...
To be fair, short to me is like, well, I play games that tend to take like 200 hours to complete.
Same here, like in my free time.
Yeah.
Whenever that is a thing anymore.
I'm just saying that, that's Spiral, like, not Spiral, like 5.
Let's see. Shadowcasters, yeah, we'll take them. Thank you, Poti.
So here's a question about this game.
Sir.
Do the different weapons do different things, or is that conga line?
No, it is just a straight conga line of gradual upgrades. You have the same basic combos and maneuvers with these 5 damage dual blades as you do with these 42 damage Shadowcasters.
Fair enough.
As I said, games combat is very basic, like kind of impossibly basic.
Yeah.
Again, not a huge detriment when most of the focus is on exploration and platforming, but it is something you notice. Also, can we appreciate this sick neon purple after effect that follows each of our swings? Oh.
Yeah, no more heroes.
Oh, yeah, that is right up my alley. Now, oh wait, shoot, I went for the wrong exit. We need to go down to the steam house underneath the village and crack open the basement because the fire boss, token fire boss, is in there, I think.
Yeah. Token fire boss. Steven Fire Sage.
Yeah.
Who wasn't a fire boss.
Except,
Did magic damage.
hopefully this won't be just our 3rd or 4th time fighting the same exact boss. But remember, Dark Souls 2 is the one that, according to, like, fan canon, has the most redundant boss design in the series. Totally forget about the fact that about half the bosses in the first game were some variant of Big Angry Beast what swings a stick at you.
Yup.
I actually think the overall boss design in Dark Souls 2, considered as a whole, is a little bit better than in 1, even though the best bosses in Dark Souls 1 are more memorable than most in Dark Souls 2, because Dark Souls 1 also had a fair few totally unremarkable or even kind of poorly designed bosses.
Yeah, I think Dark Souls 2 was more consistent, Dark Souls 1 had bigger highs.
Yes. And Dark Souls 3, even though I'm, as you're aware, terribly unkind to that game's world building and overall creative direction, it did have fantastic boss fights, uniformly.
Yes.
Okay, here we are in the fire chamber. Yep, this is
Midir
going to
being
be our
checked.
boss. Yes, Midir is the worst encounter in the franchise. Easily.
I'm not sure I would say that. Like, mechanic. I don't know.
You could make a case that the Beta
I get where
Chaos
you're
was
coming from.
worst.
I get where you're coming from. And again, what annoys me about Midir is, I like the arena,
Yeah.
I like the design, I like the spectacle.
Mechanically, it's very
Mechanics fall
boring.
apart. Yeah,
Like,
boring and just.
speaking of, this is virtually the same arena we fought the Poop God in. Yeah. Okay, I'm intrigued. What do you have for us, Lord of Flames? Yeah, he does, doesn't it?
Rayman 2. The boss with like the triangle head. I can't remember the name of it now.
Yeah, one of the Guardians, right?
Yeah.
Look at what we're doing to its health just by bouncing in the lava.
Yup.
Okay, okay, what are we going to do with those mines? Excuse me? Is he, like, a member of the Lantern Corps? What is going on here?
He's like, rise, my blade. So maybe he just wanted some aircon.
Perhaps. Can we still attack it? Now we can attack him, right? Is this what was powering Rust Village all along? Are we just going to cause this settlement to wither away and die by killing him? What is happening? Okay, Phase 3. What I do like about the post-temple bosses is they all do have 3 distinct phases. None of them are terribly complex, but at least they try to change things up mechanically, and I can respect that.
What I don't like about a boss, and it's the one I do have with Gale actually, is when the phase kind of interrupts the fight. Like, unless it's like a health bar phase, then I'm kind of like a bit lenient with it. But like with Gale, it's like he just gets down the sword, you take him down to like a third health, and then of course he starts. Like I'm just hitting this guy.
Shit, we were doing so great, and he managed to just effectively combo us. Wow. That happened with the Poop God too, but that's alright. The fight, as you saw, is actually very, very easy. If anything, I was just overly aggressive.
Yeah, sometimes you're like, I find it like in the co-op one I'm doing, I'm like, I have so much health, I'm getting cocky with it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've been there too. You've really got to watch yourself. Even when fighting bosses as simple as this.
Like, I wouldn't call, like, Dark Souls is like, everyone's like, oh, it's so hard. It's like, I wouldn't call it hard, I'd call it like, it's not going to mess around. You play by its rules, or you die.
It's not so much hard as it is very insistent on player investment and engagement.
Yes. Because I wouldn't even call it punishing either, because, like, death doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
But it's like, you can't turn your brain off, or it will just kill you. Even on basic level 1 miracles, like from like the first stage, if you're not paying too much attention, it will kill you.
And God knows it's probably happened to all of us.
I think actually in Dark Souls 2, the Hollow Soldiers have the highest body count. Not the foot soldiers, but the actual
The infantry.
red armor. Yeah.
You mean the ones with the diamond-shaped helmets, or?
Yes.
Yeah, the Royal Infantry. If you were to ask me, like, just to take a stab at the most dangerous enemy in that game, according to statistics, I would say either the ogres, which are just friggin' terrible, or specifically Scholar of the First Sin Alon Knights.
Yeah.
Because in Scholar, Iron Keep up to Candlehearth Hall, so like the first half of that map, is turned into one continuous murder corridor.
Yup.
It is, I would go so far as to say, the most difficult environment to navigate in the entire series for me.
Probably.
Okay, let's try this again.
It really is. Yeah, Iron Keep was like turn up to 11. It's like, and it wasn't even interestingly turned up to 11. It was just throw more guys at you.
Is it that they threw more guys at you, but didn't? And I could just be misremembering here, but didn't they also give all Alon Knights the ability and indeed the will to pull out massive great bows when you were like more than 5 feet away and just open fire when that was not present in the original build?
If it wasn't more guys, they certainly had much higher aggro rates.
Yes.
Because they were running at you from like halfway. I was like, where did you come from?
And I could be wrong here, but I also I swear they made the regular knights faster.
Could be.
Because I remember being kind of stunned in my stream playthrough by how ridiculously fast and, cartoonish their run cycle appeared.
I would have to go back and look at it.
But see, like, look at our damage output there. He's already down to phase 3.
And you know what this is actually reminding me of? Like the jumping, like, jump up and smack them. It's actually reminding me of the Spiral.
Really now? Yeah? Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Specifically the beat 'em ups, which I'm playing. Maybe not the third one, because you're mostly flying in that one. But the first and second one, you want to be in the air a lot of the night.
Okay. So I do like the pressure of him constantly dropping the mines and the buzzsaw. Well, not exactly a buzzsaw, but the blades moving around. But something about the fight just fails to deliver for me. Oh shit. No, 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 not again. Heal, heal, heal. Heal, you... Damn it! So, for reference, healing requires a quick upward press on the D-pad. And as you can probably notice, it's a little finicky when it'll execute.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I was having, yeah, I hate, like, that's one thing, that's the thing, the one that gets my goal in the game is like, I'm pressing this button, why is it not going off? Come on.
like I understand in Dark Souls, well, no, you only have to be stuck still to heal in Dark Souls 1, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, no, they're way more permissive in 2 and 3. And every other FromSoft game that's been developed since then. Here, it's weird. It's like you've got to be stock still on the ground and not doing anything and have been still for a certain duration of time, and then press the up button a couple of times. Most of the time it's not a problem, but when you're in an arena like that where, you know, something is gonna hit you if you stand still for too long, it kind of precludes healing altogether, which... I mean, fair, it's not a hard fight, but yikes.
Yeah, yeah, and I kind of saw that, I'm like, okay, where's your heal thing? May as well just not have a heal button right now.
So I am assuming that the ice boss then is going to be another variant of this basic formula, because Poop God did many of the same... Well, not the same attacks, but the fight had a very similar structure. 4 platforms above a toxic substance or harmful substance, 3 phases where additional environmental pressures are applied to the player, and where the boss is increasingly invulnerable for particularly lengthy stretches of time.
I was never... Bosses being invulnerable was just a bit weird to me.
It doesn't feel right in a game like this. In a more traditional platformer where the boss only has like X amount of hits worth of damage it can take, it makes sense. Like where survival is a huge part of it, but here it just seems like they're kind of trying to arbitrarily stretch the length of the fight.
Yeah, it's like, just give it more health.
And as you can see, it's... I mean, we're playing a character or a build that's effectively broken, but it's not like he has no health or anything.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm so relentlessly aggressive, we're burning him down, no pun intended, really quickly. Okay, yeah, so... Can confirm, I just cannot heal in this fight. We are not given the time to. Wow. I'll be honest, I don't like that at all.
Speaking of that, the boss I was doing today, there's no healing.
Was that, Sister Freda?
No Spiral.
Oh no, Spyro. Oh, that's right, you said you can't heal at all.
There's nothing to heal with.
Yeah, I I really dislike healing being deliberately precluded in a game like this. Because as you can see, no doubt, it's not like the boss's moveset is all that difficult to deal with. He throws his little mines and has a basic 3-hit combo. Aside from the bombs in the third phase, and I'm fairly certain the buzzsaw, I don't think he does anything else. Invader Dre says, I remember playing Legend of Spyro. I played a bit of the third one. I remember thinking it was just fine. I was never a huge beat-em-up guy, but, like, the production values are really nice. Also, since it was the third entry, I was totally lost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I own all 3 too. What I wanted to do, but I never really found it, was I wanted to get the third one on PS3. To see the difference between next gen and, like, this gen, or PS2 at the time.
Did
I
it
never find it on PS3.
Did it have any additional features?
I don't know. I don't think so. Or, the only time I ever found it was in, like, German. Or it wasn't English. And it was also still really nice for a PS2 game. PS3 game. It's weird to me that falling into lava is not hit in.
Yeah, like, we take damage, but notice we also take damage when we make contact with the boss. So I've got to dash right up to his face, but not let the game just propel me straight into him, and then hope that our attack range is going to be sufficient to disrupt him. There we go. There we go. Now he's gonna start bombing us. Like, I can really respect what they're trying to do by, like, marrying the platforming and combat elements here. It's a perfectly solid attempt at this. But it feels just a little broken.
It feels like it just doesn't mesh as well as they wanted it to. They didn't know how to mesh it to. Again, it's like a decent attempt, but it's like first draft.
Yeah, I must say, it's not bad, it's just the worst part of an altogether great game. Okay, there he goes. Well, that was underwhelming.
I love how you can beat with Devil onto a platform, even though he was quarter over a platform when he died.
Oh yeah, that happened with Poop God too, I'm pretty sure. Now all that's left is Ice God. And more script we can't understand. Maybe on subsequent playthroughs we'll be able to, like Hylian in the Wind Waker.
You know what this kind of platform would be better designed for? This kind of platform gameplay combat thing? Range combat.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, maybe, a lock-on based, ranged system, where, like, you can paint certain targets and then let fly with a bevy of projectiles. Make sure to keep an eye on your health and remember to heal. Man, I would if I could.
Oh, there was one time in Madeira's fight, right, where someone was like, "You should heal, by the way," because I forgot that because of the pestilent mist, I forgot I was actually taking non-lethal damage.
Oh right.
And I was like, "That's a thing."
The mist can damage you too, right?
The only thing that doesn't one-shot me at that point.
Well, that and Pestilent Mist deals damage based on a percentage of the target's max health. So you would be taking relatively little damage from it, while Madeira would be getting absolutely devastated.
Yeah, with Lingering Dragon Quest Ring, I could do like sometimes 2,000 a pop.
Ooh, isn't that amazing?
Yeah. And like, I honestly wouldn't mind the fight as much if the hitbox in his head wasn't so janky.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with that fight. Not even, like, poorly conceived, just outright wrong.
I think I started to get it towards the end, but then I was like... Also, I will say, the fact you have to run towards the laser attack is kinda terrifying, but also kind of fun.
Oh, yeah. No. Like, again, visually, at least the way it's perceived to be viewed, the fight's great.
The first time I tried that, the explosions went up behind me and wrecked my camera, so it's like, I don't like doing that again, but I tried it again. I tried it again and it worked.
Now, let me see. We're collecting more soul fragments. I kind of like these, just nice and neat little platforming runs through familiar areas. You could do a lot worse than this.
Uh-huh.
There we go. So there's a lot of these to collect, but it looks like aside from the tower and the graveyard, they're never going to be spread out over a massive area.
What did you think of the Legend of Spyro games? Invader. By the I think you're not remembering them fondly, which I can see why.
Yeah, they
I do, but
were...
I mistake people don't.
They were somewhat divisive games at release, right?
Yes. I think they still are, to be honest. They've got a cult following, but they've always got people who want to shoot them.
I know A Hero's Tale, at least following release, in the years and years following release, has enjoyed a gradually more favorable public reception, right?
Yeah, I think Hero's Tale is actually okay. I heard the bad blood about it, so I got Enter the Dragonfly instead. Worst mistake of my life.
Oh. Yeah.
Hero's Tale
Yeah.
Illustrations.
That's a bad one. Dre says, I liked playing the Legend of Spyro trilogy.
Ah, nice. I liked it, but as I'm older, I see its problems. I talked about a few of the problems.
Let me see.
I still love it to death. It's still my favorite game series. But I can sit and see the problems. You know, Enter the Dragonfly, I never finished.
Really?
I couldn't wait 5 minutes every loading screen.
Not even using the glitch that allows you to finish the whole game in, like, 30 seconds.
I did not know about that glitch, but I probably would have done it for a while.
You're aware now, right, of what the famous glitch?
I'm aware it exists, I don't know what it does.
So due to the really messed up way the game's levels are arranged, you can fall through the hub world, like just fall through the floor, directly into Ripto's boss arena. Which is technically a separate level.
Of course you can, of course you can.
It's amazing, I love it.
What I'm really sad about though is I can't actually stream my PS3 because of the capture card I got.
Really?
The HD60 Pro does not work well with whatever the encryption is in the PS3.
Ooh,
The 60S does, but the 60 Pro doesn't.
I collected my PS3 from home after my last visit and was hoping to stream the Sly Cooper games with it, so I'm gonna have to see if it works with my capture card, fingers crossed.
Is it a USB one or a PCIe one?
I'm pretty sure it's USB.
You should be fine then.
Oh.
There might be a workaround with mine, I'll have to check, but what I was going to do actually was I was going to try and play, maybe I'll try to emulate it. I was going to try and play Reignited and the originals side by side.
Oh, nice. That would be a really interesting little Critical Look series. Dre says, I see the problems with it now more that I'm older, but I'm still fond of them, and I bought the Reignited trilogy when it came out as well. So, Reignited trilogy is my only experience with the original Spyro games, and I love them to death because of it.
Yes. Reignited, I like. Alright, I've not played much of Ignited because I don't know, like I played it and then I kind of pulled away from it for a reason. I think I was busy and then I just never got back to it because I was doing other
Right.
stuff. But I'm going to get back to it at some point, and it is really good.
A lot of quality of life measures or improvements were made in addition to the phenomenal overhaul.
Yeah.
Or the phenomenal overhaul of the visuals that players were treated to.
And I say this again, it's a much better overhaul than Dark Souls or Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
Which was just a bit of graphical fidelity and 60 FPS, like, woo, shock horror, I don't care.
Well, I mean, at this point, Skyrim's been released about 78 times, so I'm sure any changes made from version to version are really minute.
Yeah.
Poor Skyrim, man.
I like Skyrim. I don't get shafted so hard for like having like the worst RPG on this as a second. I like it a lot, and you can mod it to like make it like really good.
Yes,
I
you
know that's
can.
not I think there's enough there to enjoy even vanilla.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It just had the unfortunate luck of being a game that really, due to the fact that it was capitalized on by Bethesda to such an extent, kind of outstayed its welcome in the pop culture zeitgeist, I think.
Yes, yes.
Like, oh, we've got Skyrim for Alexa, we've got Skyrim for your phone, we've got Skyrim VR. Lots of people are like, okay, when you gonna make a new game, Bethesda? Oh, wait, what's this? Fallout 76? Maybe you shouldn't make a new game, Bethesda.
Yeah. And you know what the sad part is? Even if they hadn't released it 70 times, people would still be playing Skyrim today.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, absolutely,
But-
absolutely.
And it wouldn't have the shenanigans it's got going on now, but...
Invader
just
Dre
couldn't
says,
stay with it.
that's why I play Skyrim modded to hell since I've been playing it since it came out. Yeah, I've done 2 playthroughs, I want to say. One at launch and one with the re-released like Game of the Year edition on PS4. I still got to finish the last DLC, but the game's got quality add-ons, I will say.
Yeah.
I could build a crazy mage's castle in the middle of nowhere, and that really does something for me.
Yeah. And like, you know what the sad part is as well? Before Fallout 76, Bethesda, aside from like Horse Armor, had a really good reputation with DLCs.
They did. They did.
Like, Horse Armor was a blip. But it wasn't like, this is DLC that's big,
Yeah.
decently priced, and gives me a decent amount of content.
Um,
Then the Fallout 76 happened, and it's just,
Bethesda seems to have become increasingly focused on the short term and profit margins. That's how you get things like Elder Scrolls Blades and Fallout 76 and all that. And are incredibly loath to actually just release a new, like, major RPG or anything like that.
yeah, because here's my question. Okay, it's been 10 years now. Where's Elder Scrolls 6?
I have no idea. And don't you just know that when it's released, it's going to be, like, set in High Rock again, or one of the more conventional settings, instead of Elsewhere, or Black Marsh, or, God forbid, Akavir. A really, really creative, unusual setting.
Yeah.
Vader Dre says, even with the horse armor, Oblivion's still amazing and has the best DLC. Yep, it's my favorite Elder Scrolls game for many, many reasons. Primarily because of the incredible amount of freedom it gives the player, even in the vanilla version. Like, I could break that game in half just by making spells. And that was so much fun to, like, little 10-year-old Brady. Well, no, like 12-year-old, I should say.
Yeah, when was Oblivion released again?
Oblivion was released, I want to say, in 05 or 06, but I didn't get it until sometime later.
0506.
Maybe? That sounds right.
Maybe, because I'm just thinking, like, Spyro was released in 06 for... Well, the Spyro, in the beginning, was released in 06 for PS2. So Oblivion might be a bit later.
It could have been later. I'm not really up to date with my Bethesda
It was
chronology.
2006. Wow.
Hmm.
That's insane. Right, hold on. When was Legend of Spyro released? Yeah, it was released after it on an older console. That's insane.
Where's
Really
that
funny.
last soul shard? Let's see. Vader Race is so much fun, and even though it's not as big as Skyrim, the world feels deeper. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not as big, not as attractive, but like, it felt like a lot of the quests had much sharper writing. Like, they were able to do... There it is, you little sucker. They were able to do more with less.
Yeah.
I've heard similar things about Morrowind, and even though I own a copy on PC, I've not played it yet. Okay, that's 2 of our soul shards down. We now need to collect 1 from Fire Keep, which should be nice and easy, and then 1 from the Lake of Fire, which will be interesting.
I think the only thing that annoyed me about Oblivion was the combat was a bit... ugh.
Yeah, Oblivion combat was really rough.
Like, I'd been fine with it how I was going from Oblivion to Skyrim, but going from Skyrim to Oblivion,
Mm-hmm.
you really felt the bad combat.
And like, that's saying something because Skyrim's combat is okay. It's not great.
It's not great by any means, it's just okay.
But I'll tell you this, after playing hours, like dozens and dozens of hours in Oblivion and Fallout 3, it felt friggin' amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see, Drace is about as big as a pool, but deep as an ocean. Skyrim's wide as a lake, but deep as a puddle. Well, no, Skyrim had some real depth, narratively and mechanically, in certain places. For instance, I feel like Skyrim's systems regarding, like, the entire rogue gameplay style, like sneaking and thieving and stealth attacks and the like, was vastly improved over Oblivion's, for instance.
Yeah. And I think it was also I think Skyrim overall was a bit more, like, diverse.
Yes,
You had
definitely.
your swamp, you had your snow, you had your mountains.
Skyrim's overworld was
There was a plane.
way more diverse. And I feel like it's a really close call to make in regards to like the diversity of different like cities or settlements and how they feel. But I feel like Oblivion did a little bit more to distinguish the culture of every major city from each other.
Yeah.
But that's only because Skyrim effectively said, well, on paper we've got 9 major cities for you to explore, but 4 of them are just villages. Invader Dre says,
like,
stealth was definitely
Skyrim made them
improved.
a bit too small.
Cities in general, or just those 4?
Well, I think some of the cities were okay size, but like for the capital of Skyrim, Solitude is pretty small.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in terms of, like, explorable, like, ground room, is it not perhaps the smallest of the enclosed cities?
Solitude? You might be right, actually.
I know Windhelm is larger, I know Whiterun is larger. Markarth might give it a run for its money.
Yeah. They just feel like... I think the 4 village states feel way too similar.
Yes.
And...
The only one that had any real personality to me was, I think, Falkreath, because it was just a giant cemetery.
Yeah.
Um,
And like, they really embraced it with that little culture, like, everything is a cemetery.
yeah, there was good writing there.
Yeah.
Invader Dre says stealth was definitely improved, but the quests for the guilds were way worse. In terms of the Dark Brotherhood and what passed as a mage's guild, I can definitely agree. Like, the College of Winterhold questline, in my opinion, was absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, definitely. It was pathetic.
I loved the initiation process in Oblivion, where you get to travel around to each city and learn about each guild or each guild house's specific culture, and learn about a distinct school of magic from a guild master in a small quest. That, like, set a narrative tone and added depth to the world really, really well. Invader Dre also says Markarth was large vertically. Yeah, it was. I'm also not sure whether Riften was any larger than Solitude. Maybe not.
Maybe not. The one guild I actually like in Mage's guild was crap in Skyrim. I
Yeah.
liked the companions because
Yeah.
it felt like there was more to them than just we are here, we are fighters. We do fighty things.
Yeah, and it also helped that
Each companion had a distinct personality.
it helped that the Fighters Guild was easily the worst guild quest line in Oblivion.
Yeah. Oh, they were so boring.
Just, it wasn't even dungeon crawling. It was go to a cave and kill ogres. Now go to a cave and kill trolls. Now go to a cave and kill goblins. There wasn't.
This lady's rat that she bitches at you.
Yes, I remember that one. That was a good one. I think Skyrim's Thieves Guild questline, while not what I wanted out of a Thieves Guild questline, was still perfectly good. Skyrim's Dark Brotherhood questline, admittedly, was much weaker. Much weaker. I love the
It
fact...
had something to start with, but then the ending was just about bleh.
Well, yeah, because they dropped the assassination stealth focus almost entirely.
Yeah.
Vader Ray says, oh wait, or was that Morthal? No,
It was
Morthal...
Markarth.
Yeah,
Morthal was
the swamp. Or the bog, sorry. Dre says, I did like the rivalry thing in the Fighters Guild. I like the fact that the Companions questline not only had some narrative weight to it, it also, unlike a couple of Skyrim's other guild quest lines, felt like it didn't stretch on far beyond the permits of the material they had started out with.
Yeah. I think some of it got a bit... It was a bit short because like, oh, now you're a member of the Esteem Circle. It's like, okay, we can do a bit more before that happens, guys.
Yes. I think Bethesda and their teams were really over-reliant on the game's quote-unquote radiant questing to just auto-generate missions for players.
Yeah, they were way too easy with that.
The results were really homogenous and oftentimes really unengaging and often unrewarding. Like, you would get... There was no purpose to doing half the, like, random mission types the Thieves Guild could assign you, because doing things like burglaries would always make you 3 times as much money.
Yep.
Vader Dre says, oh, that's right, and the horror of finding the town you helped slaughter. Yeah. Oh, there they are. Well, that was a pretty easy round of collection. After this, we've just got the Lake of Fire.
Lake of Fire.
It is kind of a shame that we had 2 or 3 really good dungeons in the early game, and it seems like once we entered this particular narrative arc, the concept of dungeons was laid by the wayside entirely in favor of these little world exploration quests. But, I mean, I guess with the budget and time frame they were working with, you had to cut corners somewhere.
Yeah. It feels like a lot of these indie titles have a really good start and then they kind of peter off because they want the start to be good so it hooks people in.
Yeah, or they just have more time to refine and polish those sections of the game. Oh, Invader Dre says, and the Daedric quests. Yeah, Daedric quests in Skyrim were much better than Daedric quests in Oblivion. Much better, with one notable exception. One Daedric quest was garbage, but most of them are really, really good.
Yeah. What one do you find garbage?
The Whispering Door.
Oh, that one was... That one has so much cut content in it, and it's just
Yes.
garbage.
One of my favorite Daedric gods, and they do absolutely nothing with them.
Yep.
Oh, and this is a minor thing for me because my absolute favorite deity in the series just doesn't get engaged at all, but they don't use probably one of the most interesting Daedra they have in Skyrim whatsoever. Jiggalag, God of Order. I loved everything about that deity and their, like, aesthetics as presented in Shivering Isles. A crazy, like, obsessive-compulsive librarian with a massive sword who wants to cover the world in bright, shiny, reflective crystals and, like, tinfoil armor. So cool. So cool.
Kinda sounds like Seath.
Yeah, and, like, his principal soldiers were just these really angry suits of armor that sounded like pissed-off locomotives. But we got some way more love for Periite, so that was something. Okay.
Yeah, Perry is like true neutral. He's just like...
He's just got a job, and
Yeah, he just got a job, and he's doing it, and, like, he doesn't care.
He's actually very friendly as Daedra go.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things I really appreciate about the Daedric gods as, like, narrative objects, because they aren't malicious, they just come from a place of origin completely beyond mortality or, like, conventional mortal morality, and they just do what they do and mean absolutely no harm by it. Like, literal forces of nature you have to contend with.
Yeah, they kind of are.
And most of them, even like Mehrunes Dagon, when you speak to them, are incredibly polite or otherwise kind. Dre says,
Yeah.
I do enjoy the companions. I was disappointed they didn't put Jiggalag in. One other point for Skyrim, I've not completed it yet, so I've yet to see where all it goes, but they did base a DLC entirely around Hermaeus Mora, so that's something.
Yeah. He really got pulled back in for the DLC, and it was quite fun. It was quite fun.
His voice actor did a phenomenal job.
Oh, that voice is amazing. You know what one thing Skyrim did really badly? Like, really badly, and it should have been the first thing they did, right?
What was that?
Dragons!
Yeah. I got so tired of killing a dragon every single time I spawned into a city. Or not a city, an outdoor settlement.
Yeah, I got tired of killing them. I got tired of how dumb they were. I got tired of how they were just giant beasts instead of, like, the hyper-intelligent super creatures they're supposed to be. I got tired of how homogeneous they were. They
Yep.
had no personality, like, from one to the other. We barely spoke to any of them.
And then when you do, you find out that, oh, they only act like mindless, ravenous beasts because they're under orders.
Yeah.
Oh, Dre says some aren't malicious. I'd say Molag Bal, though. He's an ass. Okay, you're right. I forgot. Molag Bal is literally in universe the god of many absolutely horrible things. Including, I want to say, outright malice as, like, a concept.
Yeah, I think it's domination, malice.
Vampirism, and, rape.
Yeah.
Oh, and murder.
He is... Yeah, he is an asshole.
I want to say he's the god of murder, while Mephala specifically deals with, like, murder by betrayal, and Boethia deals with assassination.
Boethia's... She Well, they.
No, wait, sorry. Boethia is betrayal, Mephala is assassination.
I think Boethia is more like willpower.
In the Dunmeri theology, yes.
Because the way Boethia's followers are, it's kind of like there was a story about her, them. I say her because it was portrayed by a female in the Skyrim, but them, and they lined up all their followers, and one by one they were trying to like proclaim why they were worthy of this.
Mm-hmm.
And Boethia killed them all until it came down to the last two. And when he asked I can't remember if he asked the first or the second, but whichever one, but he asked one, and then the other one killed his other follower. Killed his other one, so basically, I am worthy because he is not. I am here because he is not.
Yep, that's the Dunmer theology of Boethia, alright?
Yeah.
Like, the will to survive in a harsh, uncaring world.
Yeah.
But Boethia is typically associated, I think, with both rulership and conspiracy.
Yeah, it's very odd. Here it says David Prince of deceit, conspiracy, treachery, and sedition.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up Mephala now.
Mephala's sphere is actually obscured to the realm of mortals, but conventionally includes things like sensuality, assassination, I want to say secrets, and betrayal.
Yeah. Boethia was cool. The only issue with Boethia's quest was in Skyrim was you got a heavy set of armor that was perfect for light armor.
Yep. And you also, if you are not a stealth-oriented character by the time you undertake the quest, you're gonna have a hell of a time with it.
Yeah.
It's still a really fun quest to do, mind you, just it's really tailored to one particular playstyle. I also thought Hircine's quest was really good.
Hircine's quest was, and it was a nice like moral choice.
There
And
we
it
go.
kind of like that was one quest that really highlighted the whole detached nature of the day job. It's like, oh, I asked you to do this thing, but you did the other thing. It was really fun anyway. So meh, here you go.
Yeah, they care about the spirit of their orders more than the letter.
Yeah.
Vader says there's a cut quest for Boethia that would have had you assassinate the queen. Oh, yikes. I'm actually okay with that being cut because I kind of like Jarl Elisif.
So do I. Can I just say I hate him for
Yeah, no, I have no idea why. Well, okay, yeah, it's the internet, I do. But I have a very hard time believing why so many people find the Stormcloak cause just. When they're clearly being led by, or I should say their ideology is influenced by, really harsh reactionary, like, racism.
Yep.
Also, as we discover at the end of the Civil War questline, if you've been playing for the Empire, Ulfric can't really fight to save his life.
Nope. To be fair, neither can Tully if you do it that way around.
I want to say both commanders' seconds are much better combatants than they are.
Yeah.
Vader Draces, because people hate the Thalmor more. Yeah, but I always got the impression that the Thalmor on their own, especially their presence in Skyrim, really aren't that much of a threat at the time of the game. Hold on, y'all know what I'm going for. If you saw our last stream, you know exactly where we're headed. Before we fight the Ice God. I got to. I got to do this.
Well, what I hated about the Thalmor was how, like, clumsily they were stuck in this story.
Yeah, they seemed like a narrative hook that nothing was done with in that game.
Because I was like, when Delphine started, like, saying, oh, I hate the Thalmor, I'm like, who the fluff for the Thalmor?
Oh, and right, I remember having a moment where I was like, oh, the elves in the black cloaks, okay. The elves in the raincoats, gotcha.
Pretty much. Well, what the Thalmor really want is the war to keep going.
Yeah, they want to unmake the world, which, yeah, makes them a really considerable threat. But not in the context of Skyrim or its conflicts. Especially since, as we get to see, the Thalmor and their operation in Skyrim are completely removed from the story as threats right about midway through Act 2. Like, after you raid the Thalmor embassy, they are effectively done with.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Thalmor embassy is probably one of the crappiest quests, and also unnecessary to the plot.
Yeah, it feels like... You know what it feels like? I don't know. Eclipse, are you familiar with the Dragon Age series?
I am not. I have it. I just need to play it.
It feels like a horrible version of one of the best quests in Dragon Age Inquisition. Set at the, like, High Court of Orlais, like the big empire that game takes place in. And just, geez, let's see, Vader Dre says, even though the Thalmor want Ulfric to win to weaken the Empire, that is true. Let me see if I can find the name of that quest, hold on.
But, you know what something else brought up to me, which I found really interesting? Obviously, in Morrowind, you're the Neverween, so it doesn't really work for that. But the hook with Oblivion was, you're just some random dude who was a prisoner who got caught up in all of this stuff.
Yeah.
You are not destined to destroy anyone. You're not even the main character in the game. But that makes it really interesting. But in Skyrim, it's like, oh, you're the Dragonborn. Only you can stop the dragons. It's like, okay, that's kind of boring.
Yeah, and also, by, like, end game, it's like, buddy, the guards and half of the NPCs in the world can also stop the dragons pretty damn effectively. So, so Invader Dre knows what I'm talking about. The name of the quest is Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts. And it is the best part of Dragon Age Inquisition. The base game, anyway. The best part.
Fair.
I love a good political intrigue storyline.
What I was thinking of was instead of being Dragonborn, I think it'd be really cool if there was a dragon civil war going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were and maybe you when you kill the first dragon, you had help from another dragon, and that dragon kind of is the reason you can shout, because I still like the shouting mechanic. That's a really cool mechanic. But maybe the dragon gives you the power to shout.
Like Parthenox instead of his weird old hippie friends.
Yes, and maybe Parthenox should be in the game as well. But because ESO kind of does something similar.
Really?
Where in the Elsewhere questline, in one of the questlines, I think it's the Dragonhold questline, you meet a dragon called Nathalar, and he actually helped mortals in the past, like an evil necromancer dragon, and he gave them a horn, which kind of acts like Dragon Rend, where it damages dragons. But it makes more sense because it's a horn made from a dragon. You can only kill dragons with the help of other dragons. It's not just, oh, here's a random mortal to kill dragons.
Because gods or something.
even to be fair, the concept of Dragonborn is like it's more believable than just mortals going to shout and suddenly killing 4 dragons in a day.
Yes, absolutely true.
Like that kind of paid me off. It's like, yes, 4 of his kind of died to my blade at once. It's like, what are you smoking, Skyrim? What do you know what a dragon is?
You heard about the Scorch Beast incident in Fallout
Yes.
76's code, right?
Yes.
Yeah, big bats, basically dragons. Just go ahead and use the same material.
Yes. But like, my issue is like the AI is kind of bad to be fair, but it's the narrative is even worse.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Bethesda, when they're left completely to their own devices, are actually, for RPG developers, not the best at crafting narrative.
No.
Oh, shit. This is a 5-star Rift for a reason, ladies and gents. This is a nightmare.
Yeah, that looks brutal.
Vader Dre says, that's why I'm excited for the new Dragon Age. You aren't going to be a warden or an inquisitor, you're just going to be an agent of the Inquisition. Yeah, and we're going to get to go to the Tevinter Imperium, which has some of the coolest looking architecture in the series. So, as long as there's that and more Qunari, I will be very happy.
You remove all mystique from the dragons when you kill them off like that.
And also when you have them spawn in every single time the player fast travels outside beyond a certain point.
Yeah. And they also they don't feel powerful at all.
Very early on they do, but
Well, aside from being damage sponges, even then they don't really feel powerful.
no, you're right, because they do all of 2 things apiece.
Yep. Whereas like, if dragon shouting is like, they're not like elementals. Like it's shouting. It's like it's tied to the thumb. They should be able to use ice, fire, storm, wind, whatever the fluff they want at any time. But no, they're just stuck with one random attack.
But you see, that would require programming them to do more than 1 or 2 things, and if we've learned anything about... God damn it. Modern Bethesda, it's that, that's work, and they don't do that.
Because I actually had a really cool idea. You know how when you get Dragon Rend?
Mm-hmm.
I had this really cool idea that in order for you to learn Dragon Rend, the dragon who's been helping you the entire time has to literally turn themselves mortal to help you get Dragon Rend.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because you've built up this rapport with the dragon, you know, everyone mistrust dragons, then you build up a rapport, and then you find out that the dragon has to turn himself mortal, and then they can kind of like become your like companion for the rest of the game without being just like a kind of like Deus Ex Machina you summon in fights.
Right, because Skyrim gave you, what, 2 dragons you could summon kind of conditionally with shouts, just to act as an attack dog?
Yeah. And again, they didn't speak to you. Well, okay, they did for the first few times, but like, they didn't speak to you. It's like, dragons are supposed to be hyper intelligent.
Not just hyper-intelligent, but also extremely verbose. In lore,
Yeah.
dragon combat, due to the nature of the Thu'um, is described as being a particularly, like, quarrelsome debate.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Yet, like, language is intrinsic to their entire being, and they just roar at you. Like, okay, some of them taunt you, but like, only the story ones taunt you.
No, you're absolutely right.
None of them sit and have a conversation with you.
Yeah, just Parthenox and Odahving under duress.
Yeah. And that's what I loved about ESO. There's Dragon Civil Wars. There's dragons who hate each other. Like, literally, the premise of ESO, well, the Dragonhold DLC is you
Sorry, that was almost it. We were at the 11th hour.
you were so close. You were so close.
Did you see what that last obstacle is, for the record?
Yeah, it's a cheese grater.
That you have to wall jump up.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on, Meg. Carry on. This is good. You're really helping me out by Not just informing me about, like, ESO or Elder Scrolls stuff I am totally, lapsed on, but by giving the audience some substantial content while I just fume at my television.
Yeah, I know. But it was like, so, in ESO, well, for starters, they started distrusting the dragon, right? Nafalar.
Mm-hmm.
But by the end, not only is Nafalar, like, for starters, he's not like an attack dog, he has his own thing, like, he's told to sit and wait. No, he flies off and takes on the evil dragons 10v1.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, I can do this, I can take them on 10v1. And I think he does it, he keeps showing himself, but obviously he's outnumbered. So, you go help him, and he kind of bonds with you, like through like this Mask of Alkosh thing.
Right.
Which is a really cool concept, because it's like it's giving you power, but it's still like not your own agency, you know?
Right, as most draconic artifacts in the Elder Scrolls seem to do.
Yeah, and he helps you in the fight. Now, the mechanics of it are a bit janky, because the two dragons are just literally sitting and shooting fire at each other.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair though, I'll talk about that in a minute, because I do like it. But he's sitting helping you in the fight. And at the end of it, instead of like the blade saying to Paarthurnax, oh, we don't care, kill him anyway.
Ah,
The
so
guy who
close.
hated Nafalar at the beginning was like, he can rest here as much long as he wants. We look after our allies. You know?
Yeah, which makes more sense than the Blades just dogmatically despising all dragons. Or, frankly, I'm of the opinion that, with the exception of the Stormcloaks, who are actually a fairly, maybe more, honestly, way more sympathetic than they should be, but, like, I can see them being an actual, like, medieval nationalist militia, right? Skyrim represents ideological extremes and, like, xenophobia really poorly, because you have, like, the Vigilant of Stendarr despising everything remotely Daedric, which also includes just non-mortals in general, for no reason. You've got the Dawnguard, who are even more extreme in ways that are never really explained. You've got,
No.
what are they called? The Silver Hand?
Oh, they're just bandits.
Yeah, who hate werewolves, just because. And then you've got the Blades with a completely unexplained, seething hatred for all things draconic save the Dragonborn, which, correct me if I'm wrong, was not a massive part of their lore prior to Skyrim.
No.
I think it might have been present, but not...
It protected the Dragonborn Emperors, but that's a completely different thing.
They were the Secret Service, more or less.
Yeah. But that was a completely different thing. And what I didn't... what was I going to say? Oh. Brain fart. Yeah, the Greybeards actually say to you, like, Arngeir says to you, if the Blades hadn't cut down all the dragons, how many more allies would we have?
Oh, shit. I keep jumping too early. So, the tricky bit about that, I'm noticing, is you can very, very safely jump from wall to wall, but you have to slowly weave back and forth, like, to accommodate the saws. And, as you're doing so, you have to wait a good second to a second and a half between jumps in order to safely make it to the next surface.
It goes counterintuitive to everything learned about wall jumping.
Right, exactly. And what I'm hoping is once I get near the top, I can just jump away and use my spin attack to clear the additional height. I probably could have done it right then if I didn't, like, panic, but hey, we're reliably getting near the end now.
Yeah, once you get reliably near the end, you know you can do it.
Those bosses are gonna be nothing after this.
No.
This also reminds me, and I know it shouldn't, because there's nothing remotely similar between the two aside from one single, like, visual element, of the bridge stages from good old Super Mario World. Just buzzsaws and nothing else. The question is, how in the hell are they this rusty? Like, This is an extra-dimensional void, so we're not dealing with saws so much as the idea of saws. Oh yeah!
Nice!
There we
nice.
go! Now, let's definitely not choke and collect our last 3. We're gonna get all the Void Souls. Look at that, man! Nice! Sick! Hold on, sorry, missed a comment by Invader Dre. Says, looks like we're gonna be getting another Qunari companion in Dragon Age 4. A lady this time. Right on! I love the Qunari. They are... And I will talk about this whenever I stream the Dragon Age games, because you know I'm going to. They are, to me, the most interesting culture presented in the Dragon Age universe, and really, really rich with narrative potential. Okay, though, that is the worst thing that's been hanging over my head, over and done with. Wow. There we go, guys.
Nice. Nicely done.
Thank you, Eclipse. You know, with all of the spirits we got that ridiculously buffed things like our dash length and spin attack height, that was made significantly easier than it was at the time of the first attempt. Significantly easier. Thank you, Invader Dre. I appreciate it, man. We're getting there. Me and y'all, we're almost there. Now, so we don't just go on for ages, I want to go tackle the last Dark Lord and then maybe call it a night.
Bots are gone.
Hmm?
Bots are gone.
Yes,
Bots
indeed.
are gone. Yep.
Oh, right, no, sorry. I just noticed. Yes, this is what happens when you, like, just get too focused on a particular task. Yes, they are. They've been gone for a while now. Even though they were present in this stream, like the rebooted stream, for a time.
Yeah, that makes no sense. No, I just had this, like, you know, like, really cool, like, narrative with, like, Skyrim, like, dragon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, with my, like, dragon companion. And it was just, like, I don't know, just, like, making dragons so homogenous, like, oh, we're here to dominate and that's it. It's like, it was just so boring.
Yeah, it felt like a lot of the game's actual narrative was completely sidelined in favor of fleshing out the world or the faction quest lines, which I can respect. But the problem was, as we've discussed, so many of the faction quest lines felt underwritten.
Yeah.
The Dark Brotherhood, in particular, I think, had some abysmal writing.
Yeah.
But, that questline did give you wind shear, so it was all good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's...
Dragons were just animals, you know?
Dragons were just animals. There was just a lot of missed potential overall in Skyrim. Like, the Civil War could have been gone and it could have been explored at greater length. The culture of each city, especially like the smaller towns, I felt like could have really been expanded upon. Because, for God's sakes, Oblivion did not have you doing as much within them, not by a country mile. But they really did their best to give each town, each city, its own distinct feel. Here we are. And it's... Oh no. I had a feeling this would be a 5 difficulty rift, but have a look at that picture, you know what I see?
What do you see?
I see blue buzzsaws.
Maybe it's not rust, maybe it's just a different type of metal.
Oh wait, no, it's those Shadow Realm buzzsaws from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Ah, yes, it will take you to the Shadow Realm. Whereas in the Japanese version, it'll just straight up cut your legs off.
That was for the duel with Arcana, right?
Yep.
Arcana, not Arcana. For some reason, they never pronounced it correctly.
Yeah. Actually, I think they didn't. I can't remember them. I can't remember how to pronounce it. Hold on, I'm going to look it up actually. That's going to annoy me because I remember them saying Arcana in my head, but maybe I'm just like correcting them.
Oh, no. Okay, so I see what we've... Oh, no. Oh, this is one gigantic wall-running death course. Oh, yikes. Alright, we might be able to do this. Hup.
No, they do say Arcana.
Oh, wow. Okay, good for them. Sorry, I was just... I guess I thought 4 kids was more 4 kids than they actually were.
Yeah. The forecast do a lot of things wrong. Well, I always say the music was something really good.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Music was actually consistently great in their adaptations. Like, even their One Piece theme, it wasn't, like, empirically good,
Yeah.
but it had some energy to it, like, gotta respect that much at least. Ah, shit. Oh, so we've got to wall jump up all of this in one go. Yikes. Well, I said we'd get everything. Maybe we won't. Like, or maybe we'll come back in the next stream and see if we can't do this. Because I do want to end this with a boss fight properly. And after this, we still have, I want to say, 2 other voids to discover. I have a feeling they'll be in the final dungeon. Invader Dre says,
Cicero was great.
the only thing I really liked about the Skyrim Dark Brotherhood was Cicero, just because you could see him outside the quest line, so he felt like he actually existed there. Plus the reference to him living in the Cheydinal Sanctuary. Yeah, that was great. But, man, oh man, did it just make me miss the Cheydinal Sanctuary even more.
Jeez, that's a long stretch to get through.
Yeah, no, it's... I understand why this is one of the game end rifts, because it requires every single skill you accrue to get over here. And certain spirits as well. Oh, well, that would have done it. Even getting back is hell.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we've got to hit that, either that rock right on, or we can land on the tree somehow.
I feel like you should be able to land on the tree.
Oh, yeah, no, kind of. Yeah, you can. It doesn't look like you could due to the slope,
No,
but
it
you
doesn't.
can.
It doesn't at all. But nice that you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's do us a boss fight then. Visually, this might be my favorite area in the game. It's so tranquil, so gorgeous.
And the other thing I hate about Skyrim's dragons, not to harp on at them or anything, is the way they walk.
Yeah, kind of
It's so undignified.
chickenish, really? They kind of strut.
Yeah, and like in the trailer, the dragon was on 2 legs, and I was like, yeah, that's how you should be, please. They should be like a dragon should not be looking up at you if it's like 50 foot long.
No, they do stay very...
Look up at you.
They stay very close to the ground.
And it just looks weird. And they weren't different sizes. They were just like one model with a few textures.
Of course, some more of that good old Bethesda charm.
Like when I think of Alduin, I think of like a dragon like twice the size of the rest. Not like, oh, he's just got spikies. He's spikier. Woo.
Yeah, he's a little bulkier, but he's not much larger.
No, but even then it's a little bulkier. You know. You don't get the feeling this guy could literally end the world.
Well, if there's one thing we've learned, and I mean not due to their own will necessarily, due to the extremely limited, outdated engine they have to keep using, Bethesda's teams can't really adapt their systems to do a lot of things.
No.
Alright, let's crack this sucker open. Time for the ice god or goddess battle. I may even go back to attempt that rift off stream, because I feel like it's gonna take us a while.
What I think would be really cool is, what if ripping Alduin from the, like, when they sent him back in time, what if doing that had actually, like, ripped the dragons in time as well, instead of just, oh, we killed them all and then he's around?
Somehow, yeah.
Well, the reviving them I can see because he's literally a god. But it's the killed them all that kind of like gets me like, wait, how did you do that when literally one of them could probably wipe out an entire army?
Oh, right, that's true. We killed, like, all of the dragons, and also they can revive themselves. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, these are where the additional shrines are. This little mini-dungeon. Okay, well, I'll try these. I just see more of those Mario Galaxy beam emitters here instead of the crazy BS saws, so I'm okay at attempting Geraldo's anger. No, I didn't mean to exit it. The cutscene hadn't even finished.
Oops.
Oh, well. This is gonna be much better, though, because the original Shockwave emitter questline, or rift, was quite enjoyable, I found, so... Off to a great start.
There's always that moment where you're like, I can do it this time, and then the time you do that is like is when you get one shot at the start of the thing.
Of course. As always. Alright, so we're getting this. We're just going to have to jump really precisely here, which I can do. I do love that these little diamonds replenish not just our standard jump and dash, but also, now that we have it, our double jump as well. Combined with our spirit boosts, this makes us nigh on unstoppable by anything that is not a buzzsaw. And the saws only really impede us because, well, rather than dealing damage, they just immediately send us back to the start of the puzzle if contact is made.
No, it's touch saws.
Apparently not. The game devs took some inspiration from Super Meat Boy, no doubt.
Isn't that like really hard platformer?
Oh, yeah. A beloved, really hard platformer. There we go. See how much easier that one was? And that's a 4-star!
Yeah.
Invader Dre says the buzzsaws are giving me White Palace flashbacks. Oh no, hold on. Real quick, 1 second, let me reach over for my map. My physical map of Hallownest. Oh dear God, that's actually a place in Hollow Knight, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no. No.
Uh-oh.
I can't do another game with that. Well, what am I talking about? I've played friggin' Cold Hard Crash on stream.
Yeah.
That is as bad as, like, really tense platforming got. Vader Dre says, yep. Well, I mean, it's the tail end of the game, so that's fine, I guess. Oh, it's another one of these spirits. And there's another one of these spirits higher up in the room. 1 second, let me go collect that, because, I'm just carrying around bottles and bottles of departed spirits. The Angry Ambusher. The soul of a swift bandit well known throughout Penumbra. So do we have them all? No, we're missing 3. Improves attack speed. Okay. What side quest can I complete for you? Weary Traveler, will you share your precious ore with me? Yeah, I'll give you some seed ore. Traveler, listen to my sorrow. Something I deeply cherished has been stolen. Long time ago, I shared a fathomless love with an adventurer. From the lands he returned after every travel and told me of the world. Before his light dimmed, he brought me a special gift, his resemblance carved into stone. Oh, it was the rock we got from the lift operator at the start of the game. Okay, yeah, take it. And they gave us 3 more charges of the healing item.
Well then.
That we don't need. But that was the last side quest in the game. Totally over and done with, see?
I just read fathomless as fat homeless.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Now hold on, this is interesting. It's saying we didn't collect any of the Void Souls from Gerardo's anger, when I'm quite certain that we did. Quite certain we got all of them. Innovator Dre says, yup, it turns into Super Meat Boy. Oh, yikes. Well, at the very least, it's at the tail end of the game. So we Jesus, might be able to make that work. They released a sequel to Super Meat Boy not too long ago. Yeah, we completed it. There we go. It's interesting that this one gives us an actual mini-dungeon, while everything, or the other two gods, did not. Okay, here we go, boss time. And then we'll call it a stream. And Eclipse, thanks for holding it down with us for the back half of the stream, man. I really appreciate it.
When there's too many people, because it's like, too many voices is always a problem.
I understand, no big deal. But you know you're always welcome with us here on the commentary panel.
Yep.
Invader Dre says...
about games that do dragons wrong.
Plus a harder version that doesn't give you anything except lore and bragging rights. I'm there for lore. That's further in called the Path of Pain.
Lore's amazing.
Oh, we've got a circular arena for now. Okay. Alright, here she comes. And it's a palette swap! Well, kudos to her for actually having some physical attacks.
Yeah, is a power swap at the face different?
Yeah, much different, and she's way more aggressive, which I actually appreciate. Alright, phase 2, what you got for us? Is this where the platforms come in, or... No, we're just creating a larger zone of denial, right? Oh, we've got a sword? That we're not using? Oh, I see. Oh, yikes. She deals a lot of damage. Okay. Phase 3. What do we got? A second blade? No. Some kind of additional projectile. Darts? Icicle darts? Oh yeah, the poop god had a very similar attack. Oh, shit! Yeah, she killed us with those charges. Those are rough. Those are rough. I will say, of the 3 fights, this is the best one.
Nice.
Poop God was really underwhelming. The flame boss just kind of didn't seem to work all that well. But this is good. This is a good one. Give me one more try, and I will have this sucker down. And then it'll be time to, well, to cut the stream for the night, so I can do some housework if poor Eclipse can get some sleep. But then we'll be back in a couple days to take on the Queen. Which I'm quite excited for. And, off-screen, probably, I will attempt to burn down the rift. I really don't think you guys want to see that, because it looks tedious to me.
Burn it down.
You saw we're gonna have to run through those buzzsaws, or wall run along the buzzsaw path something like 4 times consecutively, right?
Yeah. Also, random thought as I half on another game. That's one thing I don't like about Spyro the Eternal Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It has collectibles, but you cannot go backwards.
Oh, that's awful.
Yep.
There's not like a stage select or anything?
No. Because I saw a collectible that gave me health, and I'm like, so am I get that now or later? And I couldn't remember. I couldn't see me over either, so I thought maybe I go up here and then I can glide down something. Nope.
You accidentally got, like, railroaded into another section of the stage?
Oh, I knew I would get loaded into. I knew I would get loaded into another section, but I thought when I came back up, that's when I would go in and get it.
Right, okay.
It didn't work out that way.
Oh, right, I forgot she transfers straight into this attack.
It's not a huge deal because, like...
Come on, there we go. Good.
That reminds me of, like, the Wolf dash attack from the Grave Tender.
Yeah, and just like the wolf near the end, she performs it 3 times consecutively. Now is the blade. We can deal with the blade. I'm just gonna wait until after she charges now to do anything, and then let loose.
I cheesed that little fight.
I
They say I cheesed that, I just did so much damage, I ripped it to pieces.
hate
Once I
that
got
fight
up
so
to it,
much.
I ripped it to pieces. I like the first part, and then the second part is just a bit like... The wolf just a bit too mobile.
Too mobile, or I should say this, it deals too much damage for how mobile it is. I don't think it's the mobility. Well, with the challenge run, it's a different matter, but...
Yeah. Like, I can't give you any input on damage because everything...
Rest assured, it's absurdly, tough.
Yeah.
Or powerful, I should say. Oh, damn. Okay.
I will say though, at least it's squishy.
Yes. As is the champion himself. There we go. Yeah, that was a perfectly solid fight. She gained new attacks in every phase that seemed to make the fight a little bit more mechanically complex.
Because she's an ice queen, she didn't need the aircon.
Yeah. And I will say this. Everything was clearly telegraphed, even though every attack had a substantial, like, AoE. That was the best of the 3 Dark Lord bosses. I'm not saying any of them are particularly good, but that was perfectly fine.
I think it's weird to say, like, the high point in these games is usually the bosses, but...
Right. Here,
It feels like they're going for something totally different.
the exploration would be the high point to me, and if I'm being honest, as excruciating as some of them can be, the rifts are really well designed. Really tightly, smartly designed. The rifts feel more like boss encounters than the actual bosses do.
Giant. What I kind of love about the first fact is the fact that that gate's giant, but to a normal person it's probably normal.
Yeah.
You're just so tiny.
Yeah, well, most of the on-ops, like the little civilians we've seen around, are about our size or just a little bigger. It seems like the fire guards and other warriors, anybody else specialized for combat in this world is massive, and we're roughly normal size for, like, a non-combatant. Kind of like in Dark Souls, right?
Yeah.
Where apparently a regular training regimen not only builds muscle, but also gives you about 3 or 4 extra feet in height.
Yeah, or in the case of Bendrick, like 20 feet.
Yes. But we're going to leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for turning out and joining us this evening. It's been a real pleasure. A huge thank you to Seth the Overwitch and Eclipse Sight for joining me on commentary. Be sure to follow both of them. Eclipse regularly streams not just the Spyro games, but various runs of Dark Souls or Souls-like games, with an emphasis on self-imposed challenge that are honestly always a pleasure to catch.
Yeah, because apparently, according to Seth, my Weapon War stream has now become a challenge run.
Describe every weapon. That is a challenge.
Well, it's also that, and I'm not leveling health either.
You just
Which is
couldn't.
a
You
lot
couldn't
easier
help
in that
it,
game, I'm sure.
could you?
Like, seriously, like, when I level health nowadays, I'm like, wait, should I be doing... It's like, it's weird to level health nowadays.
Well, armor did a lot more in Dark Souls 1. You could argue armor did too much, and the health stat did way too little.
Yeah, so it feels like, it feels like it'll just be the case of, like, going through with, like, a bunch of different styles, which would be kind of more fun. Because I'm trying to, like, use a new weapon every couple of boss fights, or, like, every boss fight. To talk about it.
And how, in most cases, I'm sure the weapon in question would not be able to do jack to the boss.
Yes.
Um,
What I'm also trying to do, although I do flip it out, I do forget sometimes, is if the weapon is two-handed, I'm using it two-handed.
yes, brilliant.
So if it's a claymore, I'm using it two-handed. If it's a bastard sword, I'm not going to use it one-handed because it can be both. That's the whole point of a bastard sword, is a hand and a half sword. Halberd, two-handed. Anything that's one-handed, I'm allowed to use two-handed because you can use anything two-handed, except maybe daggers.
Yeah,
But like short swords, you can grab the pommel. You know, same with like bastard sword, grab the pommel. You know, you can do it. It's not super comfortable, but you can do it.
and it could be beneficial, like, situationally.
Probably couldn't do it with a rapier though.
No.
Rapier I'd use one-handed.
But yes, please go follow him as well, ladies and gents. Until next time, it'll probably be around 2 days until our next stream, fingers crossed. It might be a little bit longer than that, as Thursday I do have an important presentation. If I get out in time, I will head right on over here to tidy up Blue Fire for y'all. But until then, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.